Yes, yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for a special edition of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A because it's international break. This is the Ask Me Anything edition, people. So not just from a sporting perspective, you lot got any questions about the channel. I know you lot ask about live stuff, anything like that, people. So this is your chance to legit ask me anything. But if the question is crazy, I will refuse. But feel free to get your questions in. All of the usual sports Q&A rules apply as well, people. So if you're a member of the channel, your question will take priority. If you're kind enough to super chat, your question will take priority. So link for the membership is in the pinned comment. So you want to make sure I get to your question, people. Either join the membership or super chat. And they're the two surefire ways to make sure I do that. Like I said, international break settings. So yeah, feel free to get your questions in. The crossovers will be happening. I couldn't get the one done tonight because everyone wasn't about. But from tomorrow, definitely 110% the crossovers will start. So you'll get the Yardman show, the Bayesian show, Man them United, Man them City, gonna talk from the Arsenal, Ballers at the Bridge, talking that Tottenham talk. You get all of those shows crossing over. This is the SCCCU, people. I don't know if I added too many C's, but it's the Sarcasm City Cinematic Universe, people. So it's the SCCU, people. But run up the likes though. Make sure hit the like button on the video, people. Make sure you do so. Whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live, pay the tax. Whether you live here, and I need to start kicking people out like Si. So whether you're a regular resident and live here in the city or you're passing through, pay the tax, which is hitting the like button on the video, which is sharing this out across all the socials. Yes, it's flawless. At Sarcasm City TV. That's at Sarcasm City TV. Yes, it's flawless on Twitter and Instagram. So retweet and like, share from the Instagram. And just as important, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well. I see you lot in the chat. And Nuno's been sacked as well. And that's crazy. Big up to Warrior J. I'm sure I have questions on that. But you lot get your questions in. It don't have to be sporting related because people always ask questions about life stuff and the channel, etc. Big up to Vikran. Big up Don C, Sham. Hey, Sai, man, you slandering my good name all over the content creator space, you know. Sai slandering my good name. Big up to David, nephew in the chat as well. Let's see what else. Shit, Sai still fuming. Look what you're doing. Oh, that's Sai's fault. Because Sai be asking those grenade questions. That's why. Word to Meridio when he said that's a very bad question. So he just don't like the fact that before he threw the grenade, it blew up. Hold that, Si. Hold that. Liverpool fans devastated. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Love it. It's great. Let's see what else is going on. What do you think? I'll get to the Nuno thing, Vikram. Big up. I'll start that question though. I'm going to get to the Nuno stuff. Hey, that magician, big up. What we saying for today? Yeah, man. Like I say, it's international break and I couldn't care less for qualifiers, people. But crossovers will start. All right. Let's do this, people. So, where we at? Breaking. Nuno, Espirito Santo, and Nottingham Forest part way with immediate effect. Decision made after tension between the parties in recent weeks. It's over for Nuno at Nottingham Forest. 3 candidates, including Ange Postecoglou, under consideration. Source at Fabrizio Romano. And this break, if I remember correctly, did their break in their relationship start when they drew at home to, I can't remember who it was. Was it Leicester or something? But they drew at home to a side near the bottom end of the table, and then he ran on the pitch. And once managers start doing that, once chairmen start doing that, that's it. That's what it is. Like, that's where the breakdown came. Like, yo, let Nuno work. As a chairman, as much as you love the football club and want to see it do well, you got to get out of the way, man. You've got to get out of the way. Or if that's the case, you manage. That's it. So once there was that, and then there was further reports about a breakdown in the relationship, it was only a matter of time that Nuno was going to get sacked. I just want to say, I think Ange for them is a horrible appointment. The way Ange Postecoglou wants to play and the players they have is a horrible appointment. You want to go from a deep low block with Nuno sitting in and hitting on the counter to Ange, who is high line. Really? All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, their relationship broke before the Palace Forest game this season. I think flawless, because if you see the comments in the Palace pre-match press conference, it looks like it broke. Then yeah, it was inevitable. It was. It really was. What do you think about Nuno getting sacked flawless before 24% win rate? Ruben Amorim. Not surprised. Amorim's still in charge. I never expected Amorim to Never expected Amorim to get sacked in this international break. I don't think he's getting sacked before it. I don't think he's getting sacked too soon after it. I keep stating this with Amorim. I don't believe his sacking is as close as people think it is. I've said this. I've laid it out. I think it's November after the Spurs game. That's when I think it will be. Oh, there's Ten Hag needing a job. Hey, that's their lookout. As long as they're not at Manchester United, I'm with it. I'm with it. Heard some Ollie rumors from where? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Big up to Dave. Says, big up Flawless question. Are you a fan of the NFL? And if so, what do you think of the Ravens and Lamar Jackson? I'm not an NFL fan, you know. I'm not. I do need to talk to the gang though and try and get an NFL show back up and running because we had one. There was an NFL show. There was also, what's the word I was looking for? There was also watch-alongs as well. And I know NFL is massive. So I need to chat to I need to talk to the man and see what's what. Let me talk to the squad and see if they want to do an NFL show. Flawless, I know Fabregas is cold player, but how can you put him above David Silva? Silva's brilliant player and technically ability is so good. Here's the thing is with those questions, it's very rare I dispute the other side in regards to if you have David Silva above Fabregas, I hear it. But people don't realize that Fabregas was dominating the Premier League at 17 years old. Let me repeat that. At 17 years old, Fabregas was him in the Premier League, playing central midfield. For those that don't know, says Fabregas, like he was different from early. I don't think there was a point in his career, probably until he went to Barcelona, where it's like, he's not him. I'm just checking his appearances. Yeah, 2004, 2005, 33 appearances. 05, 06, 35. 06, 07, 38. 07, 08, 32. Then it dwindled a little bit. Then he got his move. But 04, 05, like, come on, man. Like, man was 17 years old. And you, that guy, like, it was cold. Cold. Easily one of the best in the Prem. Like, that's what it is. Like, yeah, man, I say in the chat, like, Fabregas was generational, as good as David Silva is. And this is where you are fire starter, because I've already been on record and said I think Silva's the best 10 the Premier League's ever seen. What did you do before YouTube, by the way, Flawless, out of curiosity? You're my guy, Vikram, so you can ask these type of things. Yo, what didn't I do in regards to jobs? I had more jobs than Uncle Ruckus, so I did call centers, sale jobs, worked at Bellevue Dogs, which is like a great, for those that don't know, it's a Greyhound stadium. So they used to like, people used to come and they bet and the dogs would race around the track. So I worked on the turnstiles for them. I still do it. I still do this job now, photo booth. So I'm sure some of you lot would have been to, whether it's a wedding, birthday party, any form of celebration, and you have the people come and they build an actual photo booth, and then they've got props in the box. We've got props in the box. And then like you'll have like masks and different stuff like that. So man's done that. Still do that to now. Now occasionally he'll ring me and say, oh, do you want to work the job? You just got to work the booth and make sure people don't destroy it. So I've done that. Worked at Tesco. For those that don't know, that's a supermarket over here. Like, well, cleaning job. Yeah, multiple jobs. Yeah, Vikram. Yeah, big fan of Boondocks. Boondocks, one of my favorite shows of all time. The background of my... Hey, make sure there's no messages on here. Double check. Look, the background on my phone is Boondocks. Yeah, man. Big fan of the Boondocks. Big fan. Yeah. That's why I say more jobs than Uncle Ruckus. Yeah. So that's what I'd say. So yeah, I probably forgot. But yeah, all types of different jobs before started doing this. Yes, NBA is next month too, people, and there'll be watch-alongs galore on the playback and the YouTube as well. So probably the playback. I'm not fully decided, but playback, YouTube, maybe some on Twitch as well, depending on the game. But basically, you're going to get NBA watch-alongs. Yeah, Flawless, I agree with you, but we're talking about David Silva in terms of football and ability. Silva's the best. You ain't going to hear me argue down David Silva. His football and ability is ridiculous, so I hear it. No crossover today. I couldn't get everyone today. Crossovers are tomorrow. Crossovers are for tomorrow. That show is too cold. Society too soft, though it will never run out. People didn't like it back then. People didn't like. They had 2 episodes that got banned. Like they couldn't show on TV because I've got it on DVD. I've got season 1 and season 2 on DVD. because it was my cousin from the States who put me onto the show. And then he brought me the DVDs of it. I've still got the 2 DVDs now. And there's 2 shows that got banned. One's the BET show. Yeah, one's the BET show when they gave Uncle Ruckus his own show on BET. And then there was another one that was like, I'm saying they banned. Man said more jobs than years I've lived. Fucking hell. Yeah, man, I've done so many jobs. The stuff I've forgotten as well. Stuff I've forgotten. Man swiping away the nobody messages before showing. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You got to swipe them off. Make sure there was none. I was just making sure though. Hey, Aaron, big up, man. Every single time. You lot, make sure you subscribe to Aaron Talks Arsenal, man. Just make sure you subscribe to Aaron. 110%. Subscribe to the Clips channel as well. I think that Tyler Perry one got banned because he's salty. Are you talking about the one where they where the reason why I'm laughing? Because I remember Riley cursing out Grandad talking about the lead guy being a dude and did the dare and all that. I think it's the episode. I'm not surprised, bro. You need a proper sense of humor to not get offended by it. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Do I stand by company being better than Van Dis? Of course. 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? 10 toes down. That's size fault. That's size fault. So I love it. Because Liverpool fans rarely get upset about them type of things. So it's great, especially Van Dijk. Like United legends get disrespected all the time. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because look at what they helped us with. When people say Scholes is overrated or Giggs is overrated or Beckham's overrated or Keane's overrated or Neville's overrated or this or Schmeichel's overrated. All right, cool. You know what's crazy, Vikran? They were pressed. And I don't even look at the chat. I don't even look at the chat when I'm over there, yo. I don't even look at the chat right over there. Sai says, see, look at this. Flawless, who's your top 5 teams right now? And pick one player from each team you want to sign from United. So are you asking, Sai, out of the top 5? So you asking about out of my top 5 teams? Is this in the Prem or are you saying in Europe? That's what you're saying. Yeah, that shit is hilarious, yo. Yeah, it was the one, the Winston Jerome one. Man said, yo. And I remember Riley trying to fight, man, and he's swinging punches. And the punches are just, he can't connect because of the baby girl, yo. That shit is hilarious. Oh, that shit is hilarious. Oh, fuck. Van Dijk is light years ahead of Company. Company had so many howlers in him and only played 17 games a season. That's incorrect. But there were seasons where he did, yes. But for the most part, he played. Did he have injuries? But no, he didn't only play 17 games a season. Like, what we doing out here? 34, 25, 37, 31, 26, 28, 25. Then it dropped off 14, 11, 17, and 17. But the conversation wasn't about him being injury prone. Yeah. I don't know why Sai said, Sai's been saying that so much that it just when he types it F, it's the predictive text. It says you flawless. This guy, every super chat, this guy dropped like 4 super chats. And at the beginning or at the end or both, Sai was like, F you flawless. Then get to his question. Oh, well, big me up and say, yo, big up, and then F you. It's hilarious though. When I've had player debates with you before, you place so much emphasis on availability. Availability when we're comparing current players. Yes, Ryan. So I'll explain this again. And Sai, ask your question again and I'll get to it. What's the word I was looking for? Current. So if we're comparing 2 players now, yes. But overall ability is nothing to do with availability. That's what it is. Like, come on, man. Like, please, we have to use common sense here. If we're comparing 2 players, so centre-back A and centre-back B are both quality. But centre-back B is very, very injury prone and centre-back A isn't. Of course I'm going with centre-back A. That doesn't mean overall that centre-back A is better than centre-back B. No. Because if that's the case, Brazilian Ronaldo was injured a lot. So is he not the best striker we've ever seen? Because Brazilian Ronaldo got injured a lot. So let's take that away from him. Because longevity is a whole different conversation. So what are we doing? I'm just looking here at Brazilian Ronaldo right now. So he played 33 games at PSV, 37 at Barca, 32 at Inter. So his Inter Milan stint, there's only one time he played over 20 games. Then he got injured. Then he went to Real Madrid and it picked up a little bit. But out of his, I'm looking here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of his 5 seasons, 31, 32, 34, 23, 7. So in his whole career, I'm looking at, we'll include Eredivisie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Brazilian Ronaldo, in his entire career, only played over 6. Only played over 30 matches 6 times in his career. Granted, you include Europe in that as well. But if we're just talking the league. So off that logic, Brazilian Ronaldo's not the best striker. See how daft it sounds, people? If I say that. All right, because he wasn't available. Now, screenplay, you can ask questions outside of the sports Q&A solo. This is fine. Stuff like this is fine. Who would you take out of the Brighton squad, Flawless? Belieber. It's probably it. There's no one else I look at and go, yeah, but I'd take Belieber. Yes. Without question. Because I only want first teamers. I don't want squad players at Manchester United. Hey, Jason, big up, man. Says I haven't been here in a while, Flawless. Well, good. Big up, man. Blessings. Would you ever leave the UK? You could live like a king in Thailand, Bali, or Goa. Digital nomad places, bare beaches, and market opportunities. LOL. No joke. Treated like king. Definitely, I'd leave the UK. 110. All right, here's what I'd say. I wouldn't just leave the UK to leave the UK. It'd have to be a phenomenal opportunity. So if like job-wise, so say for instance doing this and a company's like, all right, like the Barstool thing, for example. You see how like troops went over to Barstool. If Barstool or a company like that called me for that opportunity, I'm good. But I wouldn't just leave just to leave. Because of the family I got here, that's why. It's the family thing. That's why. So I wouldn't just leave just to leave. But if it was a job opportunity, absolutely. Like I just use Barstool as an example. I'd love that. And they don't even necessarily have to be of that level, but of that level, it just has to be something that I look at and go, yeah, all right. But yeah, screenplay. If you got questions like this will come. Feel free to get questions in. God of Mary, I think the funniest one was the Killer Kung Fu Wolf. Yo, why did you invite? Thanks for inviting a Killer Kung Fu Wolf bitch to the crib, gang. That I didn't know she was a Killer Kung Fu Wolf bitch. Yo, that shit is hilarious. Yo. That is hilarious. Oh, Jesus. What's your thoughts on Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. situation based last season? Why do you think they struggled to work together? Because they want to operate the same place. They want to operate in the same spaces. That's why. They both want to be on the left and cut in onto their right foot. That's Vinicius Jr.'s best position. That's Kylian Mbappe's best position. And even though I think they're both very talented, that's on the manager to figure out how. Or do you sell one? Do you just sell one and go get a striker? Because if you sell one and go get a striker, that improves their team from a balance perspective massively. And it also gives, whether it's Rodrigo, whether it's Brahim Diaz, the rest of the attacking midfielders, your Valverde's example, to then someone to link up with, because they need an outlet at times. So that's why. That's why. All right, to this. Flawless, who is your top 5 teams right now from all leagues, and pick one player from each team you'd want to see in United's team? Say top 5 teams also. PSG, Barcelona, Liverpool, PSG, Barca. See, you ask me these tough questions. PSG, Barca, Liverpool, City, Arsenal. And pick one player from each team who you want to see in the United team. From PSG, Remy Vitina. Big fan. Barcelona, Yamal. Run me Yamal. Even though I'm a Pedri fan, like, run me Yamal. Who else did I say? Liverpool. Fuck the Somali Sanogo. Alisson. City. Who I'm super impressed with every time I watch, Marmoush. So I go Marmoush. And then I said Arsenal, right? Gabriel from Arsenal. Flawless, I think Van Basten is the greatest striker ever. He won 3 Ballon d'Ors, Champions League, had to retire at 27. Is crazy to me. With Van Basten, I didn't watch him like that. So when I comment on players in regards to how good they were, like all-time greats, if I didn't watch him, I don't want to do them a disservice. I was having this conversation with the Bayesian lot. Was it? Yeah, it was on air actually. And I was talking about, because we were talking about managers and stuff like that. If it's early 90s, anything before that, 80s, 70s, I don't really talk about like that because I don't want to do anybody a disservice. Whereas things I watch, people will forget certain things because people like to rewrite history. That's what I'd say. Because like I mentioned it about the United 99 team, people don't know that Manchester United were not the favourites going into that season. That treble side was not, we were not the favourites going into that team, going into that season. We were not the favourites for the Champions League. If our memory serves me correct, not only did we get drawn in a group of death, I think we weren't even favourites to go through in the group. That's why that's such a magnificent achievement on top of it already being an absolutely phenomenal achievement. But there are details, if you didn't watch, you won't know. Because I remember vividly as a kid the season before. And Arsenal doing what they did. So, well, people, like I said, don't take those things into consideration. And of course, Vikram, yeah, family super important. Family members I like, yes. And thankfully, I like 99.9% of my family members. Some of them I'm not with it. I think NBA is also falling off like football has. The Americans, I know, say it's not as good as it used to be. Because I'm brand new to the NBA, I'm not going to notice the drop-off in the difference. Because I've only been watching NBA like that since I started doing like live streams for it, which is like 3 years now, 4 years ago. That's what I'd say. Sai says, see people, flawless, hate to pick Van Dijk. Nah, the reason why I didn't pick Van Dijk is age. If Van Dijk was younger, then yeah. But I look at Alisson and I go, where else am I getting that? A goalkeeper of that level. And how old's Alisson? That's what I'd say. What did you think of Robinho, flawless? I hated City, but I love watching that guy play. Yeah, Robinho, baller. Robinho, I couldn't believe when he went to Manchester City. That was the biggest surprise to me. That he went to Manchester City. I was like, Robinho, what is going on? Like, Robinho, you shouldn't be in the Prem at Manchester City. A man left, I was just double checking. Yeah, man left Real Madrid. Granted, he was only over there he was only here for a couple seasons or a season and a bit. But yeah, man, like, yeah, quality player. Technically, like, super entertaining. That's what I'd say. Super entertaining. Yes, for Manchester United, I'd take my Moosh over Haaland, yes. Yeah. And I'm a big fan of Haaland. So I'd take my Moosh over Haaland for Manchester United. Do I think Ekatike will be at Liverpool long term? Where's he from? French. Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. See, and someone like Jez, who's been watching much longer than me, is in a better position to answer the question about the NBA. Because Jez, how long you been watching NBA? What, 10 years? Whereas I'm a baby when it comes to watching NBA. So Brian says, big up sarcasm, don't sleep on Chelsea this season. No sleeping on them. Shout out to Javon. Make sure you subscribe to the Final Whistle podcast. We just did a Champions League show. So it's Javon, myself, and Goonie. That'll be out. It's a pre-record. It'll be out on the Final Whistle podcast. Links underneath in the description anyway. Let's see. Your club's most overrated player ever and underrated player ever in your opinion? Whew. That's a good question, Jason. 1 second. You lot can still hear me. Run up the likes though, man. Run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. All that good stuff. Most underrated player ever. Dennis Irwin. Most underrated player ever, Dennis Irwin. Because his skills, he could be a fullback now. That's how good Dennis Irwin was. He could be a fullback now. He was a modern day fullback back then. Could play right back, could play left back, genuinely two-footed, quick, tenacious, aggressive, good tackler, good on the ball, could pass with both feet, took free kicks, for those that don't know, took penalties. because he bends the free kick at Anfield, actually. Game, I think United were 3-0 up, and then they ended up coming back 3-3. I think it was that game, but don't quote me on that. Took penalties as well. I know he scored the penalty at Anfield too. And could have played left back, could play right back. If you want to do the wing back thing, he could play left wing back, he could play right wing back. Wasn't the tallest, but was good in the air. So yeah, from an underrated perspective, Dennis Irwin, most overrated player. I think all our players get fairly rated. I'm not gonna lie. I think all our players get fairly rated because they were successful. Because if you're successful at Manchester United, you're gonna get your plaudits, and rightfully so. And if you're not, then you don't. And there's no one I look at and go that was successful. And it's like, yeah, you're overrated. Now, he was him. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here like that. I think we got more players who are underrated than overrated in general. I'm going back, but Ronnie Johnson, for example. People don't talk like people talk like all-time centre backs. He's a quality centre back. Again, quick, strong. I'm saying like good on the ball. Played midfield in Europe for Manchester United. And I had forgotten about that until I was watching a podcast and Gary Neville spoke about it. And he mentioned it. Like Ronnie Johnson doing a job in midfield, he was good enough to do that. I'm not saying he was the elite of the elite, but does he get the applaud? It's probably not, to be honest. I would say. Did bits. Oh yeah, I can't think of anyone. Flawless, you picking City over Real Madrid in top 5 teams. Yes, because I think I've spoken about this. I think Real Madrid have the most talent in regards to from an individual perspective. I think Real Madrid have the most talent. But in regards to team-wise, I don't think that City have their deficiencies, yes, but at least there's balance to their team. With Real Madrid, I just think they're extremely non-balanced, and you're going to have to drop someone to get that balance. Because if you give me a team to manage right now and it's like, all right, pick players off a list from an individual perspective, I'm picking Real Madrid. But team-wise, it don't translate. That's why they're my dark horse for the Champions League, though, because of Javi Alonso. Because it's like, if you figure this out, you have enough talent over there. That's what I'd say. Music, movie, sport, only one can exist. The other two are gone from this world. Which would you pick to stay? No, I wouldn't want to live in a world where there's no sport or no music. Even though I'm not a big, or no films, even though I'm not a big music fan in regards to the range of artists that I listen to. The artists that I love, I've been listening to since I was pretty much a kid. Since I was a teenager, there's certain artists I was listening to as a teenager that I still listen to now. Obviously, there's some new artists that have come out. But I've been listening to Eminem since I was a kid, pretty much. Been listening to 50 Cent pretty much since I was a kid. Been listening to grime music, like the likes of Wiley and stuff like that, and Scorcher and Trim since I was a kid. Shout out to Predator, I've been blessed enough to have on there, one of my favorite producers. Been listening to him since man was like a teenager. So yeah, forget that. I'm not getting rid of music, definitely not. Films, no, even though I'm not a massive film watcher, the films that I love, like Embedded, like A World with No Training Day, or No Friday, or Not Two Guns, nah. And sport help me get a job. Sport help me get a job. So that's what I'd say. Who would you take out of Madrid? I'd only take the goalkeeper. I can't lie. Vikrin, you crazy. You'd only take the goalkeeper from Real Madrid. Run me their entire midfield. Run me their entire midfield. The 6s, the 8s, and the 10s. Run it me all. Tchouaméni, Camavinga, who else? Valverde, Gula. All right, maybe not Diaz, but those 4. If I'm missing someone, let me know. Run me their entire midfield. Yes. Run me their entire midfield. And run me Mbappe as well. That's what I'm saying. Run me that. Run me that. Hey, big up S. Madison every single time. See that? You could say the likes of Park was underrated. Exactly, S. Madison. I think our players, if they're successful, get their plaudits. That's why it's hard to say anybody's overrated. Because you don't get plaudits at Manchester United easily. Actually, Bruno, there you go. He's the most overrated Manchester United player. Bruno. How could I forget about him? By the way, Flawless, I saw a TikTok today and I want to ask you, what do you think is harder to master, NBA basketball skills or football skills? Ooh, that's a good question. It's harder to master. I'd say NBA. I wasn't frozen people. I was thinking about it. That was a good question. I'd say NBA skills because there's less people on the court, you have to be more skilled. There's less places to hide. And also, I think, yeah, that's what I'd say. I'd say NBA. And I think you have to be at an extremely high level to like be successful. Like with the NBA, just you say they've got G League and others, but I'd say NBA because of the court side of things. I'd say I think NBA is harder to master than football. Because football, I think with NBA you have to master multiple things, whereas football, you master a couple. I think you can be all right. Like for instance, in the NBA, I don't think you can get away with just being athletic. Whereas in football, you can just be a workhorse and athletic and be good at tackling and master tackling, so to speak. So I go NBA. That's what I'd say. That's what I'd say. Let's see. Fuck, wish this was an open Q&A. My question probably fits someone who plays basketball. You'd have to ask. Yeah, I forgot about Bruno. My bad. I apologize, people. Trust Eddie to say Bruno Fernandes. I forgot. Big up FN as well, man. Big up. What are you saying? Gravenberch or Zubamendi? What do you think, Ryan? What do you think? Nah, I don't think Vidic was overrated. No, I don't think Vidic was overrated. Hey, big up as well. Look at these lot with the Amarim Radio, these trophyless guys. But shout out to the catch up, man. Big up to the catch up for the redirect every single time, man. Shout out to the catch up. I see them there. Make sure you subscribe to the catch up, man. Big up, man. Make sure you lot need to catch up and go over there and hit the like button and subscribe over there as well, man. Go support my G's, people. Fight week. What are we saying? Here the thing is, I think Crawford wins. I think hey, block that Lee Gunner, you lot. It's a fake Lee Gunner. Let me double check. So yeah, Lee Gunner's digging. What's it called? These lot really, it's nearly 1 a.m. in the UK, man. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you lot? Yeah, it's a fake Lee Gunner, you lot. Because Lee Gunner's modded. Let me double check actually before I do that. But I swear Gunner's modded over here. I'm just double checking. Give me 1 second. Did you lot check? You can check Click Go channel. Well, yeah. 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me, people. Shout out to Lee Gunner, though, every single time. Yeah, it's fake, isn't it? All right, yeah. Bless you lot for dealing with that. Appreciate it. Where was it? Yeah, fight week. I think Crawford wins the bout. Yes, he's my favorite, but I can see if it's close, them giving it to Canelo. That's what I'd say. That's what I'd say. Like, I don't trust him on the scorecards. I really, really don't. Let's say he wins 8-4. I can see them like calling it a draw or like giving a majority decision to Canelo because he's the money man. And he seems to get favorable cards. He does. Hey, SB, big up, man, every single time. My G, blessings, big up every single time, man. Big up. Yeah, there's been hell enough butts, yeah. It's crazy. Where we at? The screenplay says, speaking of Lee, he was called out to fight on Misfits. He won't fight. Is that being a coward? If Rance was called out, he would fight without hesitation. No, it's not being a coward. Definitely not being a coward. Maybe he don't want to fight. Maybe he doesn't want to give a payday to the person he's fighting. Maybe it's not enough money. Maybe he just has zero interest in fighting. I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. Yeah, just because I think there's certain people Rance wouldn't fight. Yeah, all these fake accounts, hella fake bots. You lot do the business. Yeah, I think it's a fake assness. But if you see Troops or Gunner or any names like that, but yeah, in regards to that, yeah, with Rance, I think the business would have to be right. I don't think it's a ducking thing on the rant side of things. You see him when he's going back and forth with what's his face? Was it Mo Batista? Yeah, that's his name. And he was like, I got bigger fights. Is that Rance being a coward? No, it's business moves. Same way if I was called out, it cost a lot of money. I don't think they have any boxing company has the money to make me lace him up. Because I would train for 3 months and get in a boxing ring against not anybody, but for the right money. But I don't think they have enough. For me to get punched in the face, you better be paying me enough money that I don't have to do anything again for the next 30, 40 years. Basically, I'm looking for a lifetime amount, which they don't have. I'm not getting in the ring for 1,000. I'm not getting in the ring for 10 G's. Lee was called out. Karma. Shout out to, it was Matt. Big up to Matt. For those that know Matt, he was one of the producers on the Back Again podcast when Troops was at Barstool. So I'm cool with Gunnar and I'm cool with Matt as well, but I don't know what their beef is. I don't know what their beef is and what it's over. But no, to say he's a coward, no. I ain't saying that. Nah. All right, let's see what else you lot are saying. If I missed any questions, let me know, in particular members, people. And of course, if you want me to get to your question, super chat. I have to do these solo Q&As more often. Definitely. See, and I hear that. I'm that type of petty. If I dislike someone and I know it's a big payday for you, and Gunner's not wanting for money, the Gunner does the thing. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, Gunner's calm. Yeah, you lot, yeah. Like I said, any bots you man can deal with, 100%. So yeah, and I'd be like that. If I was living nice and the money was good, I'm not giving someone I dislike a payday. I ain't giving you $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. Fuck that. £500, £100, a fiver. I'm saying 10p. It's all good, Jess. There's others in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Who will deal with it. Like, so it's all good. There's enough mods in the chat. Hey, mod squad. Yeah, the mod squad on it. So yeah, like, that's it. But I've not spoken to Gunnar about it to know like the details, because I know there's more. So I don't know exactly what went on, but I just leave when people are going back and forth and beefing and that, I just leave them to it. Ain't my business. Stay out of it. Oh yeah, shout out to Big Steve, even though it's fake. You know, got this. Yeah, see, I'd go one further. I'd starve so you won't eat if it's a hatred thing. And that's my type. That's my type of thing. I hear it. Oh shit. Vikram, one sec, I got you. Because you should have done been a mod still. It's crazy. What is going on here? Well, back to it. Yeah, how injury prone are Real Madrid's midfielders? I'm still taking them. That's why you got a squad. I just made you a mod as well, Vikram, because you've been here for a minute still. So I just made you a mod. But yeah, I'm taking there. Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Valverde, Gula. I'm taking all four of them, yes. And then you have two other midfield slots and you're good. Them four, and then you got two other midfielders as your six, you're calm. They play enough games between them. Like, I know Camavinga does get injured, it seems, quite frequently, but I'm still like Camavinga, like, for how, let's see. Yeah, like, all right, last season he played 19 games, but the season before that, 31 in the league, 37, 26. I'm taking that. 100%. I'm taking that. That's just me, though. Yeah, some people don't. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Tobes, even though I know it's fake. Oh, yeah, there's fake me's everywhere. It's fake me's. Yeah, the fact that people don't rate Tchouaméni is crazy. And I think the reason why people don't rate Tchouaméni highly is because he excels at defensive things, and it's not. It's so crazy with Tchouaméni. If he was less defensively sound, but better on the ball, people would rate him higher. Because I'll say this now, I think when it comes to, and I know Jez will pop up in the chat when he hears this, so he might pop up with someone. When it comes to defensive midfielders, I don't know if there's let me say this, I don't know if there's a better defensive midfielder in Europe than Tchouaméni when it comes to just solely defensive attributes. So take away on the ball stuff. I'm talking solely from a defensive, all of the defensive things. All of the defense. I don't think Tchouaméni was awful. I just don't think he was up to the height. I just don't think he reached the heights he reached last season. But awful, I think, is too harsh. But from a defensive standpoint, I don't know if there's a better defensive midfielder when it comes to defensive attributes than him. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there is. I don't know if Caicedo's. I don't think Caicedo's aerially better than him. No. I don't know if Caicedo's aerially better than him. Caicedo's top quality as well. Caicedo's right up there. But let's say, argument's sake, I give you Caicedo. Who else? Stop it, Ryan. Like, when I think about it, this is why he can play centre back one-on-one in regards to a player dribbling at him in the center of the pitch. He's fine. So, and then if he's out wide in the fullback spots, he's fine. He's also good from a physical standpoint dealing with that. He's also very good aerially as well. That's why he can play centre back. I think he's good enough defensively to play centre back in the back four. I don't think Caicedo is. Bear in mind, I rate Caicedo highly. I think Caicedo's a better player. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's the best DM judge. I'm talking about in regards to, that's why I said this. I think Caicedo's better. All right, we got fake Sarcasm City TV in the building. But the point is I'm making, take out Caicedo, who else? Rice struggles in the fullback area. So let me know. Why not both, Vikram? You said, who would you take? I'm taking both. So you look, okay, so outside of Caicedo, who are the defensive midfielders who are better than him at defensive things? I think he's better defensively than João Neves. João Neves is a better central midfielder, yes, side. But I don't think João Neves can go into a fullback area and defend as well as Tchouaméni. I don't think he's combating as well as Tchouaméni. I don't think Rodri is either. And again, I think Rodri's better. But if Yamal's on the right wing and Rodri's and he's running at Rodri, who do you think has a better chance dealing with Yamal in a one-on-one in an isolated situation, Tchouaméni or Rodri? Then on the flip side, on the left-hand side, it's Mbappe, even though he plays for, we'll use Mbappe. Mbappe is on the left-hand side, and he's got a Rodri in an isolated scenario, and he's got Tchouaméni in an isolated scenario. Who does better? I'm asking you, look, this is a Q&A that's flipped. I'm asking you lot the questions now. You lot can answer. I want to hear this. Bear in mind, I think there's players that are better than him. That's not what I'm getting at. I think Caicedo's better. I think Rodri's better overall. That's what I'm getting at. So, United fan, do you think Rodri's better than Tchouaméni when it comes to one-on-one defending in an isolated incident? So Yamal's got it on the right wing. You think Tchouaméni doesn't fare as well as Rodri? I'm asking this. Oh no, Vikram, I get to that. I'm just pointing out something else. Don't worry, I'm gonna explain my other decision. I'm just saying it. No, I'm saying him in midfield. Wait, were you asking Tchouaméni? Yeah, in a pivot, for example. We're talking about in a pivot. So he's playing, because we're talking about DM. So he's playing in midfield. His fullback is bombed on. The attack breaks down, Yamal gets it. Who do you want out there? Do you want Tchouaméni or do you want Rodri out there to deal with Yamal? And then it happens again. Who do you want out of there? I'm asking the question. I'm going to get to my overall point. So this is my point, Vikram. But here's how the game's crazy. Because if Tchouaméni, we've established here it's Caicedo and only Caicedo in Europe. So we're saying here from defensive jobs and strictly defensive attributes, it's Caicedo and then Tchouaméni. Just defensive. So this is crazy. Yeah, you lot got this, man. Anyways, as I was saying, where was I at? Yeah. So we're saying defensively, and bear in mind, he's a defensive midfielder. Let's clarify that. He's not an attacking midfielder. It's not box to box. The title is defensive midfielder. So we're saying in the whole of Europe, when it comes to the defensive side of the game, I'll give you lot Caicedo. It's Caicedo, so he's the second best when it comes to just solely defensive attributes. Yeah, it's all good, Jess. No stress, man. I got it. No need to apologize. There's a couple mods in there anyway. Yeah, Vikrin, you're a mod size there as well. So we're saying he's got that part of the game patterned down. He's not exceptional on the ball, but he's no scrub. But my point is that I'm making is if he wasn't so good defensively and was a little bit better on the ball. So let's say his passing was better. Even though I think his passing is good, let's say his passing was great. Let's say his passing was exceptional. He'd get more plaudits, even if he was more of a defensive liability. And this is why I don't think he gets the plaudits he deserves. This is the point I'm making when it comes to Tchouaméni. This is why he's a defensive midfielder who is A1 at the defensive side of things. A1, as we've established, I've asked the chat, outside of Caicedo, who else is better from a defensive standpoint? So Twisted Fate, either is so like, yeah, and that, no, yeah, it's an aesthetics thing, Vic. It's an on the ball thing, even though he's a defensive midfielder. Defensive midfielder. He's got the defensive side of things patterned, sorted, done. And then on the ball, he ain't a scrub. He's a good midfielder on the ball, receives it, can turn, change, pass right foot, left foot. But if he was a defensive liability, but was better on the ball, he'd get more plaudits. I think he's completely disrespected, and that goes there, right? Put it this way, if he was Caicedo on the ball, but wasn't as good defensively, he'd get more plaudits. So to say Tchouaméni's quality. It's quality. Again, defensively does the business, and then on the ball is good enough. Again, I'm not saying he's not, who am I trying to think? He's not Xavi Alonso. You know what I'm saying? For those that watch, he's not Xavi Alonso on the ball in midfield. He's not Fabregas. But he's quality. So defensively, he has it. The physical attributes are there because he's aerially very good, strong, quick, agile, good balance, all of that stuff. Technically, he's also good. And then he has the mental attributes, but people don't rate him as high because, like Jez mentioned there, he's not a line breaker. He don't have Pirlo's passes. That's the point I'm making. Is the point. Like, it's ridiculous how when he's A1 at the defensive side, of like no one, as much as people in the chat disagree with me, no one disagreed with me on the fact that he's very good at his defensive duties. So that's it. To United fan, you missed the whole complete point. When he said Tchouaméni ain't even in the same conversation as Rodri anyway, nobody put them in the same conversation. I was just making a point that even though I think Rodri is a better player than Tchouaméni, without question, defensively, Tchouaméni is a better player. Put it this way, I think City are better defensively with Tchouaméni in the side than they are with Rodri. That doesn't mean that that Tchouaméni's better than Rodri, no. But when it comes to the defensive side of things, I think he is. Outside of the reading of the game and interceptions, which I think Rodri is better at, everything else is Tchouaméni. Defensively. But, hey. I didn't watch him beforehand. I think the bigger issue is how Madrid limit him, in my opinion. Check his Monaco tape. I've not even checked him. So he can do a little bit more. Maybe he can. Maybe he is being restricted. And I want him more. Yeah, fair as United fan. So I was explaining what it is. I'm not comparing the two in regards to players. So fourth official says, Flawless, retract your statement about company be better than JT and Van Dijk. Absolutely not. No. Flawless, what do you think of the criticism of Fabrizio Romano has been getting over the summer? I go one further. Van Dijk, JT ain't even top 10 in the Premier League. How about that one? Flawless, what do you think of the criticism Fabrizio Romano has been getting over the summer? I don't get it. It's not his fault. Chelsea took the piss with the Xavi Simons deal. Yeah, like if you don't like Fabrizio Romano, don't follow him. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't follow him, mute him, block him, whatever the case may be. Like, so yeah, the criticism, he's gotta get bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what, like, get your money. That's what I'd say. See, just said he got Fabrizio. I don't pay it no mind. I'm not really fussed. Fabrizio Romano didn't bother me in the slightest. I'm not gonna lie. Flawless, because he's versatile. People don't understand how good a player he is. And Flawless, what do you think his best position? For me, 8. For me, double pivot. So he can play as an 8. Like if Tchouaméni is an 8, I'm not saying you're using him wrong. But as a 6, and you can put him next to any type of 6. You can put him next to a 6 who's similar to him. You can put him to someone who's defensively a liability, but he's very good on the ball. Like I think he works next to multiple partners. I think you could put him next to Rodri and you'd be fine. I think then you could put him next to a Baliba, he'd be fine. I think if you put him next to a Gravenberch, he'd be fine. I don't think he'd be the issue like that, to be honest. Even if it's not ideal, I don't think it'd be a major issue. That's what I'd say. Hey, Si, hold that, man. Hold that. Hey, you lot see the channel title. You know what I'm saying? Hey, fourth official, you did it, man. You know what you're doing asking me that. You've been here. You spoke to me enough. I know what I'm like. That's why you're laughing. You know this. You know this. And someone going to clip that and be like, oh, you being serious. Yeah. That's what I'd say. Yeah, I'm just running. I just like running jokes, man. I really, really do. Sarcasm City. Let's see what else. So, Flawless, you prefer a destroyer over a controller as a 6? Depends the rest of the makeup of the team. Because I have both. I don't have a destroyer or a controller. In an ideal world, I have both. Even if my 6 is the destroyer and I have an 8 that's a controller, you can drop in anyway. But I'd want my 6 to be good enough on the ball also. Because that's my favorite formation. I don't play 10s, is 4-3-3 with a 6 and 2 8s. So when I do that, my 6 is the destroyer, but one of my midfielders is the creator, one who can get on the ball and make things tick. And then I just have a box crasher. Like when I played Football Manager, which is years ago now, that was my formation, 4-3-3. I'm saying all quick, pure pace on the flanks, pure pace center backs, pure pace up top, strength, all of that stuff. Physical side, dominant, but could also play. And that was my midfield. The 6 was a destroyer. One of my midfield 8s was the creator and the get on the ball. And then my 8 would just be good in the air. 2 pacey wingers cross the ball in. Both my striker and the bombing 8 can head the ball into the goal. And could also play. Just blow people away with pace. That's what I'd say. I don't get the Belieber hype. Water is so clear. Why are they being compared? That's what I want to know. Why are they being compared? Talking in a free for who? Sorry, Vikrin. Ask me that again. I got you. Hey, Venetia, love, big up. Says big up Flawless thoughts on Nuno leaving Forest. Inevitable. Spoke on this earlier on this live stream, but yeah, it was inevitable. It was going to break down. Without doubt. Like, and it's a shame what happened because of what he did and how good a job he did there. But it'd be interesting to see who they get next. What's my agenda on Wharton? Where's my agenda? LOL destroyer a hatchet man like Souness kicking. Nah, LOL destroyers a hatchet man like kicking Souness, kicking lumps out of people. No, they're not. Gattuso wasn't that. Keane wasn't that. Just because you can go and destroy and stamp out fires doesn't mean you're a hatchet man. You could also play. Like Gattuso could play. Keane could play. I go and look at other, even though it's that profile's kind of died, like they could play. Like people think Keane was just someone who just went out there and kicked people up and down, but dominated in years for Manchester United. Yeah. See what else you lot saying. Oh wait, one sec. Like if you set Tchouaméni and Camavinga up in the midfield, would it be a free or a pivot? I'd personally play it as a pivot. But then again, it depends. I'd personally, because I just prefer the pivot in the modern day, like in the modern day game, like away from playing Football Manager. You know, I don't play it no more. Play the pivot. And then, but it's dependent on who my 10 is. Do I have a good 10? If I don't have a good 10, and I have someone who's better as an 8, you could play Tchouaméni, Camavinga, and then that 8. But I'd go with them in a pivot. But I think the reason why it don't work for France is because they don't have it's because of what's his face? Deschamps. That's it. There we are. Yo, Ryan, what? Yeah, like I don't. Why, Ryan? Why are you comparing Baliba to Warren? Like I don't get that. Where's that comparison come from? Like I don't understand that. That is the most strange comparison ever. They are not the same type of midfielder. Don't do the same thing. Like me be sat here and go, yo, Tchouaméni is clear of Stiller. I'm gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what? What are you talking about? Or saying, hey, you know what? Palino is clear of Gravenberch. What? Why are you comparing them two? Makes no type of sense. It makes no type of sense. I think Jason says double pivot is so negative. I think double pivot is only negative when it comes to how it's played. That's what I'd say. How it's played. Double pivot don't have to be negative. Not if you got two players on the ball who want to get on the ball and progress it. And it doesn't necessarily have to stay a double pivot. One can go. One can go, one can sit. Quickly, a double pivot and a 10 can turn into a 6 and 2 8s. I think people overcomplicate this. I think people massively overcomplicate it. I think any formation, any system can be negative or positive, depending on who's playing it and how it's being played. Because people, I say this all the time, 4-4-2 is deemed an attacking formation. Everyone runs jokes about Stoke and Tony Pulis. They played 4-4-2. Let me repeat that. Everyone runs jokes and run bants about negative Stoke and long ball Stoke and this and that. They played 4-4-2. They had a back four. They had a right midfielder. They had a left midfielder. They had two central midfielders and played two strikers. But no one says, oh, Stoke, what an attacking team they was. Because of how it was played. Like I said, any formation can be. Any formation can be deemed offensive or defensive and how it's played. Because I've seen defensive 4-4-2s, I've seen attacking 4-4-2s. I've seen defensive 4-5-1s, I've seen attacking 4-5-1s. There we go. Flick sextuple winning Bayern team was a double pivot. No one called them negative. Nobody called them negative. Right, that's what. So yeah, any formation can be or not. Yeah, man. Rooney's clear of Vidic. Yeah, twisted fate. Imagine I said that. Who's better out, Rooney and Vidic? How we compare Van der Sar to Andy Cole? Do you want to be my club manager when I buy Grimsby Town? Are you buying Grimsby, Karma? Are you offering me a job? For real, I'm genuinely like, is this what it is? Are you just running jokes? Or you got bread like that? You got money like that? Yes. I accept that. If you are buying Grimsby Town, yes. I want in. 100%. Let's talk. I definitely want in. Could do with that bread. Yeah. 4-2-3-1 is like a modern day 4-3-3. Yeah, it's not too far apart. Well, it's not, because it can turn into a 4-3-3 real quick. We see teams in possession and out of possession look different. And I have like different set. All right, so with the ball, we're a back three. Off the ball, we're a back four. Chelsea did something like that in the Club World Cup where I think, was it like Cucurella bombed on Reece James cut in. Palmer was kind of like wide right or something like that. It was crazy. I thought she was being real, fourth official. I was trying to get a job. I hired a man them, Jez and Kaneki and Steve and that. Yeah. Ask the question, sir. If I miss your question, I apologize, people. Obviously, members in particular. And run up the likes. So I don't know how many likes we're on, but I know it's not enough. How many likes we on? 53. Let's get up to 70 likes, people. Let's get up to 70 likes. Also, on top of that, what's the subscriber count? That is the question. What is the subscriber count? So, we're at 15,677. We need 3 more subscribers, people. Get us to 15,680. There's over 80 of you lot in here. I'm asking for 16 more likes. Goes up to 70 likes. So I'm asking for 16 more likes. And I'm asking for 3 subscribers. So 3 subscribers, 16 more likes. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. Not Grimsby Town, but I'm looking for a club to buy. Buy it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Ryan, you've told me this. Yes, I do remember you telling me that Isak won't cost 150 million. Yes. Yes. Ask it again, please, Si. My bad. You think we can go get someone better than Belieber next year? Can we? Yes. Will we? I don't know. Who you supporting in the World Cup, Flawless? If they get there, Jamaica. If Jamaica get there, Jamaica. Well, wherever Jamaica get there, I'll be there. It is. Fourth official says, is this the same Brian 16 out of 10? Oh, you damn right.
That's story.
By the way,
but
can
here
I
we
just
are.
say, the 2 girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them.
Right, big up the panel. As for
Spot on, fourth official, man. Spot on. That is the same Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Mr. 16 out of 10. 100%. England, nah, I don't support England. No. I don't mind if they do well. I don't wish no bad on them, but nah. I couldn't really care less about them, to be honest. Vikrin, I was going to let it go. Blame fourth official. Fourth official knows what I'm like, because that's the second time he set me up for something like that. When he said don't double down on the Van Dijk and JT thing, he knows. And then when he's like, is that the same Ryan? He knows what he's doing. That's his fault. But yes, Ryan, you was right. As I've told you. As I've told Sai, he was right. I'll say this. I think I've said this already. I'll say it again. The Isak situation, I called completely wrong. Called it completely wrong. Who's the most under pressure player for the World Cup coming up? That's a good question. Who is it? That's a good question. I'll probably say Yamal. Probably go with Yamal. Because they're deemed the best teams. I'm presuming they're the bookies' favorites. So you're the best player in the best team. So I'll go Yamal. Mbappe is a shot, though, Kaneki. Mbappe is a shot. Because Spain, you got Mbappe, you got Dembele, you got Doué, Camavinga, Tchouameni, potentially Pogba, Kanate, Saliba, Mignon, the Hernandez brother. France actually got, but Deschamps, isn't it? Yeah, Mbappe's a shout still. He said under pressure player. That's what I'd say. Oh, here we go. Flawless said you rating Tchouameni as a standalone 6 or versatile player because a standalone 6, he's the third best in the world. Yeah, I'm just saying him as a midfielder. So when you say him as a 6, so you could say, because if you're playing in a double pivot, it's a 6. So yes, to answer your question, a standalone 6. But what's crazy is, if like I kept saying, if he wasn't as good defensively but better on the ball, he'd get more plaudits. That's crazy. He's too good at the defensive side of things, but not good enough on the ball to get the plaudits. But if he was a liability defensively, if he was barbecue chicken defensively, or better on the ball, or not even barbecue chicken, if he wasn't as good defensively. So let's drop him down 3-4 levels in regards to, but up him on the ball 3-4 levels, you get more plaudits. Crazy, man. Defensive midfielder, and you're that good at defensive side. You're one of the best in Europe when it comes to defending and being defensive. But people don't rate you. Blows my mind, man. Mind-boggling, man. Mind-boggling. Yeah, it's crazy. I've been a big fan of Chua, man. One of my favorite players. Like, what about Dembele? What about... Actually, no, you answer my question, Ryan. Why were you comparing Wharton to Baliba? That's what I want to know. Flawless, how does Lamens become number one for City? Because he was signed to be number one. That's why. He's been brought in to be... It's a position Manchester United have struggled in. That's why Onana's been shipped out. Bayandé's made mistakes. She was signed to be number one. So that's why. Oh, so you think it's different. Flawless, I rate Tchouaméni so highly, but I don't think his best position is 6. His best position is 8. All right, first. Because they're the two of the best midfielders are the best of the rest. So you just rate them because they're two of the best of the rest then. All right, that's a strange comparison, but first. Yeah, and that this dumb question of who would you rather have? That's a daft question. Because they do two separate things. But okay. Whatever, isn't it? Whatever. Oh yeah, Vikran, I don't put anything past his manager to make bad decisions. If someone tells me that Bayandé is gonna start, they think Bayandé is gonna start, I'm not gonna argue you down. It's like if someone says, oh, Manchester United won't get a result in a game. I'm not going to argue you down. Someone says, I don't see Manchester United being City, Chelsea, Sunderland, or Brentford, I go, first. I'm not going to argue against it. I'm not going to argue for Manchester United to win games. Definitely not. But hey, we move. Who would you rather have? Isn't comparing them. That's basically asking what your team needs. It's Ryan, no twisted fate. Because I think when people ask that question, though, they don't think, a lot of people don't think about what their team needs. Like I was saying it to United fans in the chat when I was talking about like Tchouaméni and Rodri. Like Rodri's a better player, yes. But if I want to be more defensively sound, I'm going with Tchouaméni. Even though Rodri's a bad boy. And also if I'm playing with a lot of space and high lines and stuff like that. But Rodri's a bad. You know what I'm saying, people? But Flawless, pick 5 players in the Premier League in this season under pressure to deliver. One second, I'm just going to get a drink. Run up the likes, you lot, man. Are we only at 58? And we ain't even got them. Let me check. Have we even got them damn free subscribers? No, we haven't. What's going on, you lot? Hey, subscribe. What we doing? What are you doing, people? Hit the subscribe button, man. What's going on? Yo, hit the subscribe button. What are you doing? What is going on? How we ain't have no new subscribers? I know there's someone watching this now that's new to the city. Oh, hit the damn subscribe button. What are we doing? 5 players in the Premier League this season under pressure to deliver. Isak, Wirtz, Cherki, Reinders, Gyökeres. Not in no order, but they're the 5. Outside of Cherki, all pretty much big money signings. And all 3 of those teams are expected to deliver not Champions League. Well, do well in the Champs, but in the Premier League. So yeah, Isak, Wirtz, Gyökeres, Reinders, Cherki. Hey, big up to U6. Done it again. Says big up Flawless. United fan since 97. Hey, big up to you, man. Been a United fan almost as long as me. It's mad. Crawford or Canelo on Saturday. I got Crawford and I hope so too. I'm a big fan and I don't really rate Canelo. Close. it will be. When I say close in regards to, mentioned this before. Actually, that being said, I don't think Crawford walks through him. So I think the fight will be close overall. And scorecards, man. I want to say Canelo, but I can see them. Sorry, I want to say Crawford, but I can see them doing some shady business. And Canelo wins on like a split decision or majority decision or majority draw or something like that. That's what I'd say. Jerky won't start every game, but there's still a heavy expectation on him when he does play. Heavy expectation. Foden don't start every game, Vikrin, but there's still a heavy expectation on him. Yeah, Manchester City. Heavy expectation. Heavy. I don't believe the system player thing. I think all players are system players. What do you think, Flawless? No, all players are not. Because when people say players are system players, they are stating that outside of the system, the player cannot perform to that level or highly. To Ryan, is Cherky injured for the whole season? This guy really be a dunce at times, you know. Is he out? Did he get injured for the whole season or something? And I missed it. Anyways, as I was saying. Okay, so he's out for 2 months. So once he comes back in September, October, November, the expectation is going to be high on him, yes. Because you got November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So you got 7 months of football. All right. Well, as I was saying, yeah. So when people say the system player thing, they are pointed out. They say, oh, they can't perform outside of the system. Some players, I think, are like that. Yes. Some players, I think, are of a certain quality that they're going to perform to a certain level, despite the system. I think Yamal's there. I'll throw him out there as an example. I think whatever type of system you play, Yamal's he won't succeed he might not succeed at the highest, because I think all players need the correct team and correct environment to perform at the highest level. But I think Yamal would still perform to a very, very good level, no matter the system. And I think there's some players, though I don't think all players are system players, no. I think some players are heavily reliant on system players. I think Foden's one of them. I think that's why Foden has looked like he has at times at City and how he looks for England. And there's certain players you're just going to do bits regardless and just perform to a certain level regardless of system. Now, you've already heard the people with Jokeras, like, oh, what he needs in service and da-da-da. How about Haaland there, to be honest? As much as people talk about his limitations, I think Haaland's one of them, like, just get the ball to him in the box and you'll be all right. Like, it's as much as it is, whether he's playing low block or he's playing on a counter attack or did it just cross. I don't think it needs that much quality. Nah, I don't think Yamal would look trash in Amrim's system. No, I don't think he would. I don't think he look trash. I don't think, obviously, he's not going to be at the level he's at now, but does he look trash? No. I think Yamal's that good because this is Yamal's game. Hey, pick up the ball and just go past two man and do bits. Yeah. Like, that's just me, though. So back to it in regards to the system thing, no, I don't think all players are. No. Like, when I play ball, I am 110% a system player. Like, you put me in the wrong system, curtains. The curtain is well and truly on the wall. Put me in the correct system, I can play to the level of the system. So if the system's good, I can play to a good level. The system's very good, I can play to a very good level. The system's average, I can play to the average level. I am heavily reliant on not only the system, but also my midfield partner. Like, I needed to, like, certain types of midfield, like someone got to win aerial duels, tackle heavy, all that, covering every blade of grass and dying for the badge and being brave. You put me next to someone like that, oh, I'm in business. I ain't gonna do that shit. All right, cool. I can get on the ball, look pretty, play the ball forward and all them things, yes. But again, the reason why I dumbed it down to me is to explain it further. That's what it is. I think he even cooks. I don't know what's crazy, Vikram. I think he cooks our wingback. I think he's that good. I think he cooks our wingback. I don't think Foden's a system player. I just think he's not suited to international football. No, I think he needs pace around him. I think he needs moving part. He's a link-up man. And I think with nothing to link up with, there isn't much to go off. That's why Saka will still do certain things. As much as people want to say Sterling this, Sterling that, like Sterling carried England in that Euros when they made the final. He was the best player by a country mile. Was it the Euros they made? Not the Euros. There was a competition anyway. It might have been, was it 2016 or something like that? There was an international tournament where Sterling carried England. Carried them. In chat, I know you lot know what I'm talking about. And you lot arguing about Darwin is crazy. Arguing about Darwin is crazy. Was it the Euros? Thank you, Kaneki. Like, arguing about someone who's not even completed a 90 minutes in the Premier League is mad. Has Darwin even completed a 90 minutes for Arsenal in a competitive match? I'm genuinely asking. And yo, we did get the free subscribers. All right, we need 5 more now, you lot. We need 5 more. What are we doing? 5 more subscribers. I know that you're out there, yo. 5 more. Oh, it's crazy. Diamond's not even, and people are already calling him things. And this is what I'm talking about. He's not even completed a 90 minutes. Not even completed a 90 minutes. And people are already labeling him this and that and da-da-da. No, I'm not. Again, Ryan, where did I ask that him to complete 90 minutes? When did them words leave my mouth? Corley's 15. That's nothing to do with what I'm saying. I just think it's crazy to put these plaudits on somebody. That's what I'm saying. I think it's mad. I think it's absolutely nutty to be doing that. That's all. I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I've not watched Darwin. All I've seen of him is when he got on the pitch against Liverpool. That's all I've watched. But yeah, like man Twisted Fate pointed out in the chat, Yamal was playing at 16. Yeah. Oh yeah, props to him. I don't never take away. Shout out to any youngster who's in a Premier League squad. Scratch that. Shout out to any youngster who's in a Premier League squad, a Championship squad, League One, League Two, etc. Professional football. If you are a youngster, this is me saying this to you directly, because in case there's any professional footballers who watch the channel. If you are a youngster at a professional team and you are in the squad, salute to you, man. Salute to you. Continue working hard and your chance will come. I'm telling you, lot. Love that. Big up to you. I don't care if it's Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two, or even lower. Ain't watched Shea Lacey, but I keep hearing his name. Keep hearing his name. League Two is a dog-eat-dog world flawless. My man them that play and tell me all the time. Hey, shout out to your man them who be playing in them leagues, man. I know I would have lost. Shout out to them, lot. So yeah, that no way or any way, shape or form downplaying what Dalman's doing. Props to this is me saying this is United. Big up for Dalman. I'm happy to see Dalman in the team. Big up to Rio, who's at Liverpool, the same. Love that for them, man. Love that. But I'm not gonna call man generational. No, I ain't gonna do all that. That's all I'm saying. It's gotta show me more. Can't call you generational, love. Yeah. Yeah, travel with Papi. That's a fire username. Says, yo, big up to Flawless. You always grinding. Big up, man. Appreciate it. Flawless, could you let me know your Champions League watch-alongs you do next week? And you lot get your final few questions in. I always say that, and I'm here for a little while. Get your questions in. It can be sports questions, or it can be some live shit, or some shit about the channel, etc., etc. 1 second. Where are we at? What was I looking for? Oh, yeah, Champions League. That was it. I need to actually write this down as well. I need to write down the schedule for this month and October. Right. What am I doing next week? So I see that I got to tell Warrior J what I'm doing, you know. It's like he's my boss. It's crazy. Shout out to Warrior J every single time. The early game I'm doing, Athletic Club Arsenal. And then Tuesday, fuck. Do I do this? Yeah, Real Madrid, Marseille. Because you got Juventus, Dortmund, Benfica, Karabag, Tottenham, Villarreal, Madrid, Marseille, and then the Wednesday. Fuck. Probably end up doing Bayern Chelsea, you know. I'm not gonna lie. PSG, Atalanta, Ajax, Inter, Liverpool, Atletico, Copenhagen, Leverkusen. Oh no, Copenhagen, Leverkusen's Thursday. What are you saying, Jez? Yeah, you better write this than me. Help me out, Young G. What are you saying? Flawless, I want you to bring up these stats. Anytime these Arsenal fans pop up. Arteta last 6 semi-finals, first and second legs, 1-0, lost 5, drew 1, scored 0. Hey, that's peak. That's peak. That is peak. How long do you think before we're back in the Champions League? Solely dependent on the manager type of things. The manager, if they get the managerial situation right, we'll be back there a couple years. Not this season coming, the season after. If they get the manager right. All good, Jess. No stress. But I was going to message you, man, about this anyway. So, Flawless, how do you rate Chelsea's window? I'm just confused by it. Why sign hitters, Garnacho, centre back, not a keeper? Yeah, I think they did well in other parts, and other parts they didn't. Oh, the game. Sorry, Jess. So, this is Wednesday. Hold up. Where the hell are the games? Right. I'll try to pull this up. So, Wednesday. Ain't doing any of the earlies. Bayern, Chelsea, PSG, Atalanta, Ajax, Inter, Liverpool, Atletico. They're the Wednesdays. And for Thursday, Warrior J, this is for everyone to know. Thursday, Newcastle. I'm doing Club Brugge, Monaco. Definitely doing Club Brugge, Monaco. And I'm doing Newcastle, Barca. On the Thursday, Warrior J. It's just Wednesday. That's up in the air. But I'm not doing an early kick on Wednesday. No chance. And currently, probably Bayern Chelsea are the Wednesday games. I ain't gonna lie. That's what I'll go with. But yeah, Chelsea, to answer your question, Ryan, was very confusing with what they did in some parts. Very, very confusing. I think, yeah, I thought so. And fuck seeing Liverpool, and I ain't really trying to watch Atletico. See, I'm on the European train, man. I know what I've been around you and Steve and Kaneki for enough. Like, I'm starting to, I can't reach you man's level because you man is just aliens when it comes to the shit. But I'm patterning up, man. I'm patterning up. So, all right, cool. So there you go. Bayern Chelsea, Warrior J. Hope you got that. This guy appears out of nowhere, Look up all my Bajans in the cup, big up Bajan pops every single time. Yeah, I ain't really trying to watch Liverpool Atletico, to be honest. So I go with the PSG. You don't want to watch, you want to watch us too. Yeah, just not in the champs. I'm only watching you in the champs when I say Mr. Trent Alexander-Arnold returns. That's when I watch you in the champs. I ain't watching you lot outside of anybody else. I got to stomach you lot in the league. So I ain't really trying to watch you lot outside of that OG. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really going to lie. Yeah, I'm not. I look at Liverpool's games. I'm like, yeah. I'm not really with it. Oh, did Gasperini leave? I didn't even know he left Atalanta, I ain't even paying attention to what's going on. I know nothing about Serie A. Like, even when we did the show on Javon's channel, like I said, that'll be out soon, Final Whistle podcast, Champions League. And we was talking about it. And yeah, he asked me like about Juventus. I had to go and check. I just don't know nothing about Serie A. Speak flawless. Champs is all we got since this idiot manager knocked us out of the cup. It's what it is, man, Vikram. You don't have to watch us even more. My brother just went back to school. We ain't no cup still, Jan. Hey, you know what that means? We don't see certain players, which is great. What's the big problem for United players? Their mentality or how toxic United environment has been? The thing is, outside of probably Garnacho, Bruno at times, I don't have an issue with the United players' quote-unquote mentality off the pitch. There's things that I don't like what they do, like we roll over, but that's in like an isolated game. I don't think it's a mentality thing. They're just not very good, like skill-wise, but I suppose mentality ties into skill because we do look at mental attributes when we talk about leadership and we talk about influence and things of this nature. So, yeah, I hear it. Let's see what's going on here. But yeah, so yeah, I don't think it's a mentality thing as much. I think it ties into just a lack of skill. And United being a toxic environment at times, yeah, when you're losing football matches, it's going to be a toxic environment. But the reason why I don't blame the toxic environment is because they helped create said toxic environment. If you're winning matches and playing well, guess what? Good environment. If you're losing matches and it's hella criticism and confidence is low, toxic environment. Doesn't mean the club have done everything in their power over the years to help with that. No. Same with the manager. But yeah, I just think it's an overall lack of skill. I don't overanalyze it. Yeah. It's an ability thing. Ten Hag had worse players and did better, so these players are a lot better than they are now. Is it? I also forget Dembele is out for like 8 weeks and Doué for 4 weeks. Both got injured during the international break. Damn, they gonna miss that game against Barca, isn't it? Damn, I'm gonna check now, Si. We got 2 more. Yeah, we did get another 2 more. Let's go. Subscriber check. Let's go, man. 3 more subscribers. Still only at 63 likes. Let's get up to 70 likes. What are we doing? Yeah, Thursday I'm doing Newcastle Barca. Yes, I'm doing Newcastle Barca alone on the Thursday. Absolutely. I don't know if there's Conference League either. Domestic cups this year. Fuck it, man. We'll go Palace back to back. Let's go, man. Even back to back. Palace go pick up a Carabao. And who does the FA Cup? Let's go United, man. New manager bounce and all that, man. We winning the FA Cup. Fuck it. You talking about? Huh? We winning. Us. Man United. Huh? New manager bounce and that. That's what we going with. Heard it here first. Fuck you lot talking about. Huh? Good question, though. It'll be poetic if Glasgow wins the EFL Cup, then wins the FA Cup with United. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe he wins the EFL Cup, comes to us, and then wins the FA Cup. Maybe it's that. Both of them. As Mons would say. Maybe. This cup ain't blaming Amorim. I'm not going to lie. These players should be winning that game with their eyes closed and the janitor as the manager. I agree. Twisted fate. That's why I don't put the majority of that defeat on him. I put the vast majority of that on the players. That's why that's not been something I've criticized him for like that. It's just further evidence to why this man needs to be in football in jail. He should get the chair. He should get the not the literal, the imaginary chair, people. Without question. All his crimes he's committed at this football club. It's a wrap. Show's over. People still want to back him. And that just adds into it. Hey, big up Kiwi Spurs. Big up, man. Good to see new people in the chat as well, man. Big up Kiwi Spurs TV. Big up to you. Every single time. I say you lot will get crossovers this week. I did the solo Q&A because I couldn't get the crossover today. Everyone wasn't around. But there'll be crossovers. For those that don't know, that's like Mandem United show with Mandem City. Gonna talk from the Arsenal, Ballers of the Bridge, talking at Tottenham Talk, Yardman show, Bayesian show, all crossing over, people. It's all crossing over. So you'll see 2 shows combined. Sarcasm City Cinematic Universe, you already know, man, the SCCU. We out here. Second best universe out here behind Marvel, people. So yeah, we're gonna do crossovers. Yes. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Right now, literally final few questions. No, I'm not gonna lie. If I missed yours as a member, I apologize, but I don't think I did. I don't think I missed too many. But big up to all the new people, everyone else as well, man. Shout out to all of you lot. Everyone. I think United that time slowly coming to an end if they get a better manager, continue their good spending. Yeah, we're literally just a good manager away from being just a better outfit overall, because the recruitment side of things, they got what's it called? They got one of the best. They're very good, actually. That's what I'm saying. They're very good when it comes to a recruitment side of things. They've got that spot on. So it's like, you'll just get the manager right. Because how are you improving the squad and results are going backwards? Problem. But we'll see, man. This manager going to still be here. I said this one is the best Spider-Man. Hype! Yeah. Shout out Marvel, though. It's quality. Right. I think that's it, people. Who's live, I think. And you lot, make sure you subscribe to the Clips channel as well. Because Prime be doing great work over on the Clips channel, people. So make sure, part of the clip, it was of Jay from Hotspur Cave, M. De Niro, talking about Levy leaving. Jess did join that stream as well. And then the Sarcasm City TV specials we did, where I sat down with the GOATs in the space. Prime started clipping those up. So the one went out with Lewis today, people. Well, I believe Ziz's live for Raw. I think so. Let me double check that. Let me actually double check. Flawless, I'm with friends for party. Told him subscribers day after. Hey, big them up, man. Big them up. For real. Appreciate that, man. Today's Hate Watch is going to be special. Flawless. What's the Hate Watch? Did you say Nigeria or playing someone? Is that the Hate Watch? Did you say that earlier? But big up all the members, all the regulars, all the new people, anyone watching this back, anyone listening back on the audio platforms, etc., etc. I appreciate it. Really do. Right, shit, is Rant still live? France is still live. I'm going to send you lot over there. Is Rant still live? Yeah, he in his gaming bag. Ian is gaming bag. If he's still live. Let me double check. Because he always redirects to me. Is he finishing the stream now? Man's playing Batman Return to Arkham. South Africa, I need all the Ampiano bandits to beat Nigeria. You're a joke, man, for true. But yeah, I'm dropping all the information in the chat, people. Dropping all the info in the chat. So the link for the membership is there in the chat. Make sure you please go subscribe to the Clips channel as well. If you're a Sarcasm City TV supporter and you want to help us out for absolutely free, so go subscribe to the Clips channel. Go run up the numbers there. Not only in the subscribers, go watch the clips as well. See what else you love. Memberships in there. Make sure you follow the Sarcasm City TV Twitch as well. Make sure you follow the Twitch. Which is right there. Make sure you do so. Follow the Twitch and Spotify, where, like I said, you get all of these shows in audio-only platforms in audio-only form, people. So you might just want to listen to this show. You might not want to see my face. That's absolutely fine. Maybe you don't want YouTube using up all your data. Maybe you're running. Maybe you're cleaning. Maybe you're working. Maybe you're driving and you can't have your eyes on your phone. That's what the Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, etc. is there for. So go to Spotify. Type in Sarcasm City TV, follow, and 5-star us, people. What's the first crossover? Will be in the chat tomorrow about watching still. You'll have to wait and see, man, what the first crossover is, man. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be it's one of the ones you lot are going to love, though. It's happened before, and it's one of the ones you're going to love. I'm just waiting to hear back from a couple people. That's all. By the way, random, but Italy looking like they're going into the World Cup playoffs again. They may miss it again if they lose that. Mad thing. That's crazy. Because Italy was such a dominant force. Big up Sizes, big up Flawless, although you crook, big up. Hey, how's the crook calling me a crook? But hey, we move. And Warrior J, I'm just waiting to hear back from a couple people, so I don't want to announce it and then have to switch you up, because if it's not, I'll probably end up doing one of these again, because you lot seem to like the solo Q&As. Anyways, let me close this out, because Rance is still live, yo. Yeah, he in his gaming bag, for real. So you lot put Sarcasm City TV raid in his chat, people. Oh, yeah, and for Canelo Crawford, I'm doing a watch-along for it as well. I'm doing a watch-along for it. For Canelo Crawford. Flawless, before you go, who goes first, Bruno or Amarim? Amarim, without question. It was Italy 5-4 today. That's why I just said that. That's crazy, that. 5-4. Mad. All right, let me set up this raid. Send you lot over to Rant's people. This has been Sarcasm City Sports Q&A solo edition. International break settings live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.